In the mid-1980s, Hulk Hogan was the biggest star in professional wrestling, a larger-than-life superhero, selling out arenas and turning the WWF into a global empire. But rewind to the late 1970s, and none of it existed. No Hulkamaniacs, no red and yellow, no global spotlight, just a long-haired bass player from Florida. His name was Terry Bollea. Before wrestling, Terry Bollea lived in the world of music. He played bass in a Tampa rock band called Ruckus. Night after night, small clubs, long sets, loud crowds. It was a different kind of stage. But one night, the right people were watching. Not fans, wrestlers, among them, the Briscoe brothers. They saw something most people didn't. Not just a musician, but size, presence, potential. And they brought him into the world of professional wrestling. By August 1977, he was already stepping into the ring, one of his earliest recorded matches, against Brian Blair in Florida. But even then, promoters weren't sure what they had. At times, he wrestled under a mask. The name was the Super Destroyer, a way to test him, without fully revealing him. But something stood out immediately. Even in disguise, he didn't look like anyone else. By 1978 and 1979, he was on the road, the territory system, different cities, different crowds, every single night. He teamed with his close friend, Ed Leslie. Together, they became the Boulder Brothers. This was where he learned the business, not in arenas, but in small towns, on regional television, earning every reaction, night after night. In 1979, things started to change. He stepped into the ring with top talent, including NWA World Champion Harley Race. In one disputed match, it briefly looked like the impossible had happened, the young newcomer beating the world champion. Before the decision was reversed, it didn't matter. People noticed, promoters noticed, and soon after, he captured his first major regional title, the Southeastern Heavyweight Championship. The momentum was finally building. In 1979, things started to change. He stepped into the ring with top talent, including NWA World Champion Harley Race. In one disputed match, it briefly looked like the impossible had happened, the young newcomer beating the world champion. Before the decision was reversed, it didn't matter. People noticed, promoters noticed, and soon after, he captured his first major regional title, the Southeastern Heavyweight Championship. The momentum was finally building. Then came the moment. That changed everything. A local talk show in Memphis, Terry Bollea, sitting next to Lou Ferrigno, the Incredible Hulk, and something stood out immediately. He looked bigger. Backstage, promoter Jerry Jarrett saw it and said it plainly. "You are bigger than the Hulk." From that moment on, he became Terry the Hulk Boulder. By the end of 1979, he had outgrown the territories. He entered the World Wrestling Federation, and with it, a new identity, Hulk Hogan. On December 17th, 1979, he stepped into Madison Square Garden against Ted DiBiase, the biggest stage in wrestling, not as a hero, not yet, but as something powerful, something different. The 1970s didn't make Hulk Hogan a superstar, but they made everything else possible. The training, the grind, the reinvention. By the time the decade ended, the foundation was in place, and the 1980s were about to belong entirely to him.